Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp's online techniques class. Today's technique is called Watercoloring with Watercolor Wonder Crayons. Now to do this technique you do need the watercolor paper because you are dealing with water. I'm going to use this stamp from the Secret Garden stamp set. You need a nice outline image, and then you're going to want to use the black StazOn ink because it will not smear when it gets wet. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stamp your image onto the watercolor paper. Now I will tell you that this is not my favorite technique. I am not a watercolorist. I never like the way it turns out. But I have customers that are beautiful watercolorists. I envy the ladies out there that can do this, but it's just not been one of my things. But I still want to show you how I do it. And I love the watercolor crayons. I dropped my crayon as I was practicing. So my crayon is broke, which stinks. But what you're going to do, this is our watercolor crayon, and this is the rose red. And I'm just kind of outlining my image with the crayon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the aqua painter with some water. And I like to have a paper towel. And then, because my crayon was broke, it left little remnants. But you're just going to pick up that, the crayon and kind of work that around. And I like to work around my crayon first. So I kind of like outline my image with my crayon. I don't really color it all the way in yet. And I know there's lots of different ways to do it, and I can't say that this is probably the right way. It's probably the wrong way, but it's the way that I do it. You're going to want to get the crayons and play with them. They are fun to play with. I do have other techniques that I love to do with the watercolor crayons. Tomorrow I will show you one of those. So basically I just kind of filled in and blended my crayon that I laid down, and then you want to leave some white. So I will just lightly go over the areas. So I have light and dark showing. And you can squeeze out if you want to wet it more. If it's too dark in an area, just wet it and take a paper towel and you can blot it. You can always take color off by putting water on it, and you can always add more. I'm kind of smearing around because I've cut this out with the framelit, and that way you won't have any white edges showing. So you're going to, you can add color, take color away. I have the I think it's Daffodil Delight, and I just wanted to do a little bit in the center. And then I'm just going to bring that a little bit, but I want it to remain kind of yellow. But I have white areas, light areas, darker, do your shading. Like I said, you can always come in. If there is a part, I usually take the bottom of the crayon, but since I broke my crayon, you can take the color right off the crayon and add in if you want to put dark anywhere. So you can add some, but there we go. That's the watercoloring with the watercolor crayons. Now I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then I'll cut it out with the framelit that coordinates with the Secret Garden. So here is my dried piece. And then what I did was I did it twice and then cut out so that I can mat that up a little bit. I am not going to do that. I need some adhesive. Dan, you want to run in the drawer and get me some? I'm not going to pop that up because it is going into my technique book. And I don't need all that height in my book. My pages are getting too fat. But the base of my card is more mustard, and I ran it through the Big Shop with this framelit here. Then I have some rich raspberry, and some printed paper from the paper stack that's in the Spring Mini. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those two together. Now tomorrow's technique is the last one in my 60 techniques series. We will start a new series probably in a month, so it gives the ones that just purchased the technique PDF file time to get their albums up to date. This is also from the paper stacks, but if you want to be on board when my videos come out and when we start the next techniques, go to my blog, www.thestampcamp.com, and up in the left hand corner, if you subscribe to my blog, then you're going to be getting all the video that I put out there, so you won't lose any time. You'll be right on board with everybody else. I just punched an oval or a circle out of Very Vanilla, and I placed it on a scallop which came from the pennant die, so I used the Big Shot to do that. I stamped and cut the leaf out from the Secret Garden stamp set, and then we're going to put this on here like this. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back so I can stick my green, and then I'll put some more, and that's, oh, I didn't stick my circle. I'll stick my circle down just like this with my green ring like this, and then my topped up piece is going to be flat in my book. And now it's ready for my technique page. Like so. Now here is the finished card. See where I added dimension? I put a pearl in the center. So even though I'm not a watercolorist and my watercoloring isn't as beautiful as some of them out there, you can still make a beautiful card with it. So that is the watercoloring with Watercolor Wonder crayons. Thanks for stopping by.